Hi. This video that you're about to watch, I recorded probably a month ago now before my camping trip. And it is the instructable of how I made the Reflectix seat. And if you watched my day 2 of my 3-day solo trip in Frontenac Park, then you will have seen the demonstration of me actually using this chair that I made at home. So this is completely made from scratch, just an idea that was in my head, and I figured I would check it out and see if it works. But this is, I think, the first video that I actually recorded, and I'm still trying to figure out my cameras and angles and how they all work. So it's a little bit off, and my phone stopped recording a couple of times for no apparent reason, and my Canon did as well. So there might be a couple of things that might seem missing, but the whole, you'll see each step of the instructable of how the chair actually got put together anyway. So I hope you enjoy, and please bear with me while I'm still trying to figure out all of these different technologies. Thanks. I'm sure everybody has seen videos on YouTube where people have instructables about things that they're making for when they go camping or for when they go backpacking. Now, I know a lot of people have already done instructables or YouTube videos on how to make a pot cozy. I made this cozy for my water bottle in February when I was going winter camping for a one-nighter, and it turned out to be minus 21 degrees overnight. I was also using the Reflectix underneath my sleeping mat as an extra layer of R value. I also made, last year, made myself, or actually it was February, made myself this sit pad or butt pad. It's the Reflectix, and I also put in a layer of egg carton foam, which came with, I don't know, some electronics device, just for a little bit of extra cushioning. And a couple of weeks ago, a friend and I went car camping, and it was just a little bit chilly at nighttime. So I was sitting there on just a regular, backyard folding or camp chair. I don't have a backpacking chair. I do, but it's very, very old and very, very heavy, so I don't take it anymore. So I just took this and I stuck it in just the seat of my regular camp chair, and I noticed that my bum was getting very, very warm. So I said to my friend Stacy, I should make a backpacking chair out of Reflectix. So that's what I'm here to do. I've never done this before, and I have not even looked up to see if anybody on YouTube has made one before. But you know, with the Helinox chairs and the ones that are like that, they're very, very lightweight, but they also cost a lot of money, and they're really outside of my budget. So this huge roll of Reflectix is relatively inexpensive. This roll is 24 inches wide, or 61 centimeters by 10 feet long. Which is just a little bit over 3 meters. So I'm going to have a lot here. I don't need the whole thing for a chair, but this chair can also be double duty. I'm going to make it so that I can unfold it from chair mode to be just an extra R value layer underneath my sleeping mat. I have, for cold weather camping, I have a Thermarest ProLite value of, I think, 4.4, something like that. I don't know what it is with the new R values that manufacturers or the system has come up with, but it's not really intended for minus 21. I decided I'm going to try this chair at just, oh, look at the reflection. I'm going to try this chair at just 3 feet, which should be enough for a chair, I think. But I'm going to try that. Let me see. Because that goes pretty much from here to just below my knees. But maybe I'll do it a little bit longer. So then maybe I'll do it 4 feet, and then I can just double up the seat, and then I'll have a little bit extra length underneath my sleeping bag at nighttime. So I've got 3 feet measured out here on my tape already. So I'm just going to do about 4 feet, and I'll cut this to size. So I'll cut it right about there. And the amazing thing about Reflectix is I don't know what the official weight of it is per centimeter or per meter or whatever, but it hardly weighs anything. Like even this whole 10-foot roll hardly weighs anything. It's just a little bit, you know, it's not as compact as a, you know, like a Thermarest or Nemo or something like that, one of those ultralight things. But it's probably comparative to closed cell foam pad in, I guess, packability. And because it's plastic, it's basically bubble wrap. I'm sure you can't see that on the camera. It's basically bubble wrap covered in Reflectix insulation. It's probably the same type of this metal insulation that Thermarest for the Neo Air, X-Therm, and that Nemo makes for uses as the insulation inside their pads. So now I've got this length of the Reflectix. I'm just going to see how this is going to fit under my butt and behind my back. See, the thing is, when you're sitting at camp, if you're backcountry, there's not always necessarily there's not going to be a picnic table, rocks and logs. They're okay, but they're not very comfortable. So I just want to make, and then there's also cold. I'm going camping this weekend, and the temperature is going to be probably not freezing cold. I don't expect that it will go down below freezing, but it'll be chilly. So I want to keep my back and my bum a little bit warmer than it would be normally. So maybe this is a little bit high up my back. I can move it down a little bit, and then I can double up under my legs. So what I want to do, instead of having to lean up against a rock or a log or try and just balance it and hold on to it, I'm going to get some duct tape. I love duct tape. It comes in handy for so many things. A few years ago, I even made a Dalek duct tape costume with duct tape, pool noodles, and some doweling. So I was at Fan Expo in Toronto. I can't remember what year it was. Fan Expo in Toronto, and we were going into the Guinness Book of World Records for the most people in Dalek costume. So I think I was like number 73. Something like that. But then unfortunately I had nowhere to put the costume, and I couldn't very well wander around in duct tape and pool noodles all day. So I put it out in my friend's car, and it melted. It was so hot that day, and he was parked outside in the sun, so my Dalek, it melted. One moment, I'm going to come back and bring some clips, if I can remember where I put them. Aha! So, through the magic of YouTube and editing, I hope. So I have this, last year, my nephews and my sister and I went to the Science Center, and I bought this kit so that we could make these paracord survival bracelets, but we have not got around to doing that yet. What with one thing and another, especially this year with COVID. So I have these clips, and I'm sure I can use the paracord for any number of camping type things. And then I've got all kinds of paracord. So I'm going to, I hope, be able to use these clips and put the duct tape through the clip, and then I can take the chair apart to be able to lie underneath my sleeping pad. I want the tape to go. What do you think? I think that's about right. Just enough up my, and then it's gonna, I think it'll wrap around me a little bit while it's in kind of chair form, but then it'll lie flat when I put it underneath. So I think right about there. So we'll fold that there. Then I can put the tape across the back right there. And of course I don't have a marker to mark that spot, but I think that's good there. So I've got my duct tape. And gosh, I look like I'm so short. I'm just gonna put that there, like so. Of course you can't actually see that, so I'm just putting this along the side of, or the back of the Reflectix, and each side of the Reflectix is equally insulative. Is that a word? Insulative? So it doesn't matter which way you put it up. And this stuff is made, you know, like you use it in, you know, other than camping purposes. You wrap, you know, like your hot water heater, if you're somewhere in colder climates like I am here in Canada. I live in Toronto, so it doesn't get too cold here very often, but it can. So I'm just going to cut this here-ish. And then I hope to be able to kind of fold the tape onto itself so that I can fit it through the end of the clip. And hopefully that will work. Like I said, I'm just winging it here. I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never heard or seen anybody else doing this. It's just an idea I came up with a couple weeks ago when I was camping with a friend and had a cold bum and about a bottle of wine. So, well, there you know. Now you know. Now you know how my brain works after a bottle of wine. And maybe a shot of whiskey that we had in the hot chocolate. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this at the edges. And then fold tape kind of inward like that. It's probably going to be a little bit crinkly and maybe a little bit bulky, but I can cut it at the end so that it'll fit through the clip. Because these are kind of small clips. They're meant for bracelets. It's not you know, like a backpacking type of clip. I don't even know what you call these. Anybody know what they're called, actually? Comment below, let me know, because I honestly don't know what they're called. I just call them clippy things. So, okay, so now I've just, you can see this, just folded the tape in on itself, and I'm going to thread the end of it through the end of this clip. I'm just going to cut the side a bit, and then I'll have to tape it on itself, of course. So I'm just going to cut that so that I can feed it through kind of into a point at the end. And then, should I feed it like that? Maybe. It's always hard to know which way to go, right? It'll go both ways. Okay, so then I just feed it through there, like that, I think. So it doesn't, I don't know if it needs to be any particular length, because I'm going to put one on the bottom as well, on the seat part of it, rather than, and not just the back. So that should probably fit like that. I just have to make sure that I make both sides equal. Otherwise I'll be sitting crooked and I'll get a sore back, and that will suck, because it's already sucky enough when you go backpacking and you're carrying your stuff around on your back all day like a tortoise and or turtle, whichever one, you know, you prefer to be. I like them both. Tortoises, I believe, are land, and turtles are amphibious. So I'm on the land, so I guess that would make me a tortoise, right? And anybody else who backpacks. Okay, so that should hold that. So I've just got clip going through there, and then taped it going under there. Then I'm gonna put another piece on the other side. My video stopped videoing. So I will do the same thing just along the bottom. So I'll just go ahead and do that and come back in just a minute. I think my phone doesn't want to do very long videos. So the two clips just fit together, and then it holds like that. So this might need a little bit more stabilization, but I'll give it a try this weekend while I'm out camping, and I guess you'll see how that works. So this is the first video that I'm recording for my soon-to-be YouTube channel, but I'm going to show you how to make this after I come back from my trip to see if it actually works in the real world. So my name is Rebecca, and this is my new YouTube channel. Welcome, and thank you very much for watching.